At number 7, Dunit Bellalage, the young man playing his 22nd innings, average of 21. Those numbers will improve. He's a promising youngster, still very early to international cricket. Lanka has found it really tough this morning with all 4 seamers of Australia. Have been wonderful.
You're right, Farwez. Australian bowlers have bowled really well, hit some wonderful areas. They've been backed by attacking fields, which have also contributed to their success. The attitude and approach, top class, but do have to say it's been poor batting from the Sri Lankan batters. This is the last one. Just a tentative poke outside the off stump. Smart catch once again from Steve Smith. Not an assertive stride forward either. All the wickets that have fallen have been pretty much that. Australia have been good in bowling that length, which creates doubt in the batter's mind. They've hit the deck hard. Very little movement off the seam, which they have found with the angles. But they've just not been up to it. Pretty much a follow-up of Sri Lanka's batting approach in the Test series.
No ball being called by Pregitra Bukwalla. Here's something Sri Lankans will be happy about. Break the shackles with Dunit Bellalage on strike, 3 6 and a gully. Remember, since the batsmen have not exchanged ends, the field cannot change. It's a ball by Shauna, but just going away from Dunit Bellalage and overstriding. Bit off, cover point quite straight. Third man, fine leg square as well, and a mid-on. And Bellalage probably will open up the offside because he's very strong through the offside.
Imagine this field. This is of course a free hit. He can't change the field for this delivery. In a one-day game in Colombo. Third man. He'll watch it go over his head. And he rides it Bellalage off the mark with a 6.
Too much width by Shauna, but and the length was on the shorter side on a slow surfer. He just sits up. Bellalage, as expected, opens the front foot, gives the full Monty. He opened his account with a massive 6. It's a mixture of good bowling, but mostly some tentative batting outside the off stump have been the downfall of Sri Lanka. The next over we'll talk in depth for some of the dismissals with the new ball. Seven runs from that over, 62 for 5.
Get a Neff dishwasher for just $149 in Wren's winter sale. The Great Renovation.
Is that my ticket?
Some fantastic bowling, including Janit Trinage, the last man to dismissed. The problem has been the foot movement of the batters, not going anywhere. First to go was Pathumnis Sankat, not covering the off stump. Avishka Fernando, tentative poke, playing away from the body. And similar with Kusal Mendis as well. That has been his downfall for a longer period. An easy catch to the third slip. And even Janit Trinage, it's half-hearted effort. And most of the time, all the batters have not covered the line. And on this sort of a pitch where it's not much feed movement, enough, at least a tiny movement, most of the time we'll get the outside edge.
Yeah, you tend to follow it. You're searching for the ball. When we talk about foot movement, it's about transfer of weight. We're flowing into shots, not seeing it and poking. But that's where Australia have been good. Spencer Johnson with his height, extra pace. Aaron Hardy was extremely impressive when he kept hitting back of a length.
Outside edge. And I was trying to remember, when was the last time the first 16 overs, not a single over by spin by opposition side or even Sri Lankan side at home? Not top of my mind, Russell. Maybe you?
But when the seamers are on top, you continue with them. And Steve Smith will also like to see what Nathan Ellis can do, give him a run. Sean Abbott as well. To the two ODIs played in preparation for Australia to go across to the Champions Trophy. So there will be an eye there, and hence give all these players a run as well. So they'll be very, very pleased that they are understanding how to use these conditions.
I've got the first choice players like Travis said, Glenn Maxwell, Josh Inglis, all been given a rest and given a youngsters a go. It's important whoever gets a chance to put their hands up, and that's where I'm very impressed with Elise and Abbott as a backup spin fast bowlers for Johnson and Hardy. They've made sure they've kept the pressure by hitting the length, particular length, and making sure the feet movements of the batters are.
शील बेबी टॉयलेट क्रीज बच्चों के डॉक्टर से अप्रूव्ड क्योंकि ये बना है नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट्स के साथ।
इस विंटर में ड्रिंक 8 to hydrate with Nestle Pure Life.
It happens once again.
Looking at the pitch conditions, dry, hardly a blade of green grass. Quite surprised the amount of movement off the pitch especially. I feel it's more than the pitch, it's just the ability of the Australian fast bowlers making the full maximum out of this pitch. Crowd will be disappointed with the effort so far. Has to be a wide, has to be a wide. Pregit Nambukwala from square leg. Quite clear and sure that it was way too ahead. It's a good chance for Wellalage, did not play up in New Zealand. Chamindra Vikram Singh filled that all-rounders role. Get some time in the middle and make sure he puts up a partnership with captain.
Of course, conditions dictate that, doesn't it? He is playing here as the third spinner, the third all-rounder. Bat and also his left-arm spin. But in New Zealand conditions, Sri Lanka need a seaming option.
Squared him up. Good delivered by Nathan Ellis. Precise seam movement away. And lucky for Dunit Wellalage, the outside edge did not carry for the second slip.
But watch the feet. The length so good, they're peppering them, just not being able to judge length as early as they should. That's the mindset the Sri Lankan batters have been, and they're not just helping their cause at all.
Just mentioned about peppering that good length, Russell. I think that's have been the best part about the Australian fast bowlers this morning. Just like that, on a good length, hitting the deck hard. 65 for 5.
It's my time now. No one is going to stop me.
Are you sure about that?
That's astonishing!
That bout's going to come home with me.
We're going to see a cracking fight.
It's going to be a big night.
You are going to see something exceptional on the 22nd of February.
Live on TNT Sports Box Office.
Relatively inexperienced side. Only Steve Smith, Adam Zampa played triple figures. Manoj Labuschagne have been in the system a long time, as well as Alex Carey. Mentioned about Glenn Maxwell. Travis said Josh Inglis has not been part of this ODIs, I'm sure. Maybe the second ODI or the Champions Trophy. They will be in contention. That's a good shot. Very good shot from Wellalage. Not much feet movement, but the transfer of weight was a success in that occasion.
Cracking shot. The sound of the bat was just loud. And when you see the ball fly off the bat like that, you think that this pitch is a good one. Hitting through the line. 4 slips and a gully waiting. Sean Abbott searching for that fuller length. A little too full.
Pulling back the length, and good shot again by Wellalage, sitting back in the crease. And the outfield will take care of itself. Back-to-back boundaries for Wellalage.
The crowd find their voice finally. That's a top shot from Wellalage. Again, hitting the top of the bounce. Shots like that will be straight away indicate. Get yourself into a proper position. You'll be able to get your hands through it. 3 slips now await. The fourth fielder now at a sweeper cover on the boundary.
Good shot again. Well, Lanka will be liking these conditions. He has spent his last 2 to 3 weeks playing in the SA T20, almost similar pitches. A bounce, some movement. Yes, look good. Back-to-back bound is the first one. Not much feet movement. The front foot. Second sitting behind and high elbow, making sure it goes through the extra cover area. Very good start for Ellal again. And Charita Salanka, who has remained in the crease for 27 deliveries to score in 12 runs. They're quite confident. Looking at the young man from the other end, how he's striking the ball.
Now, Salanka has to assess what's a score he can defend. And then project how he gets there. At the same rate, 220. What Sri Lanka can get to. Average score batting first in day games. This is a day game, mind you, so it's 216. The difference here is in these pitches, yes, it's on the dry side. They will slow down. They will slow down further for the second innings. Edged, it's 4, it flies away. Those couple of boundaries and all of a sudden Steve Smith reducing those slips. Charita Salanka, it works in his favour.
Yeah, for a second, Charita Salanka's heart would have been in his mouth. Again, outside the yaw stump. This time he went through the stroke. That's why the pace what Shaunabad did bowl, it did fly through. Not much feet movement again. That the length is causing so much problem for Sri Lankan batters. Changes his angle. Shaunabad, the last delivery, coming round the wicket to Charit. Through the gap. There is a sweeper cover in front. And does the fielding. Bagurg at extra cover, saves a couple of runs. 80 for 5.
Mr. Pritchard had a lifelong dream.
This was the house I always dreamed of.
So he bought it and vowed to restore it to its former glory.
That wall's been put in the 60s.
But will his plans be foiled?
Credit cards, overdraft facilities, you name it, it's all happening just to keep the flow of cash coming in.
I'm on a limb with all of this.
Salvage Hunters, Georgian House Restoration, Wednesday at 10 on Quest.
Sri Lanka in the first 17 overs, 70 dot deliveries. The last ball of the previous over, it wasn't Magog, it was Cooper Connolly. An extra cover, did that fielding and saved a couple of runs for Australia.
Look, Parviz, in the last over I was talking about how you need to project. But with what Australia have dished out so far, hard for Sri Lanka to project. Because the real threat where we see in these conditions, the second session, Sri Lankan bowlers, their strengths can only be judged now. Adam Zampa's been introduced. How the spin plays on this pitch. Coming into it, we think it's going to turn, it's going to slow down. 230 would have been a good score. But Sri Lanka needs to reassess that right now and project how he's going to get there. These two staying together to the 30th, 35th over allows you to get to that 230. At the toss, though, he told me he'd like at least 270, 280. I thought that was aiming a little too high at that stage.
Juicy full toss to start by Adam Zampa. I think in this, the message from the dressing room will be quite clear to the captain. Try and get 200 plus. Sri Lanka playing 3 frontline spinners. Charita Salanka as a part-time, even Kamindu Mendis ambidextrous. And you looking at the pitch, you expect it to slow down and turn. These kind of surfers we've seen in the past, especially just 6 months ago against India. Sri Lanka did put up a very good performance. The only difference was those are night games. Nicely played by Charita Salanka, totally in control, and the fielder at deep square leg had no chance. Poor start by Adam Zampa in the first 2 deliveries.
What you need at this stage in the middle of the wicket is a run thief. And Asalanka steals that. He gets on the back foot, deflects it off the stumps, and all of a sudden, few runs are flowing. 30 runs, this partnership of 19, where Lalage has made a difference, being able to get a few boundaries away.
A leg slip in place for Adam Zampa of the previous delivery, which went for a boundary. The option of Matthew Short also is a good option with two left-handers in the middle. With his side, I'm sure he'll enjoy the bounce this pitch might offer. Has three options, Australia. Cooper Connolly, the left-arm spinner. Adam Zampa on pursuit at the moment. I think Matthew Short, after the spell from Shauna, but will be a very good option to have.
Left-arm spin of Cooper Connolly, but the leading spinner is, of course, Zampa. Carey's not got his name or number on the t-shirt that he's wearing. Quite bare and very different to all the other Australian players out there. The heart rate monitor.
Googly. Slightly full. Not the ideal start by Zampa so far. Full toss, a half volley down the leg side. It's crucial with a wrist spin on these kind of serves. If he gets it right, he'll be in handful. And that's what Steve Smith will be hoping, that Zampa will find that good length. Just like that. 6 runs from that over, 86 for 5. Five bowlers been used so far. Johnson, Hardy, Abbott, all the wickets had been taken by the seamers. Ellis has been really impressive, though there's no wickets to show. And looks like Spencer Johnson will get another go for his second spell. Bowled from the same end, media box end. Two slips in place. Oh, beaten again. Thought the bounce was quite awkward, and Charita Asalanka was surprised with the amount of bounce in that delivery.
Oh, nashta, lunch, dinner or snack. Blue Band se her food flavorful.
Searching for wickets is Steve Smith.
Shot again from Zampa at third man. Will do the fielding. I thought for a second the car point fielder who's in front of Skar was in the game.
And not too far from him. Australian seamers today, they've been hitting that length, back of a length, that length which coaches ask from them. That's the length which causes doubt in the mind of the batters. They've used that very often, and that's the reason the Sri Lankans have really struggled to come to terms out in the middle. They've used the short ball well. Couple of wickets, and they've quietly slid in that fuller delivery. Pathum Nissanka and Kamindu Mendis, those dismissed there.
A 6 to 8 meter had been peppered, and 4 meter length have been the effective one with 2 wickets. That's to get the batters not to commit to the front foot, and all of a sudden you throw it up and you find the batter having the weight behind and not much feet movement. That had happened to Pathum Nissanka as well as Kusal Mendis, even Janit Vinage.
He's moved himself to that wideish gully now, Steve Smith. The area that Asalanka used to get the ball away earlier in the over.
Steve Smith and Manas Labuschagne, not much gap between those two. Charitasa Lanka played one officially earlier. That's almost similar area. It's good batting. Very good batting by Charit, playing close to his body. He knows, he understands how big partnership this is going to be to get to that 200, 250, which we feel might be a fighting score.
Well, Lalage of course got off to a flyer, 18 or 14. He got off the mark with a free hit. He was given that breathing space early. But the ideal type of player for this type of situation. For the grind, steal runs and build on it. Lot of time remaining, lot of time to play that shot, but outstanding fielding in the deep. That's Fraser McGurk for you, 90 for 5.
Can't cope with coffee crashes? Drink AG1. Designed by scientists, AG1 is a powerful blend of over 70 vitamins, minerals and other ingredients your body will thank you for. Just one scoop of AG1 once a day contains the nutrients you need to support your mental performance, energy, heart health and immune system. One scoop once a day. Support your mental performance. Support your immune system. Get started at drinkag1.com.
A partnership of 35 of 29 deliveries. Trying to rebuild this innings, get some respectability back. Captain and the young man, Dunit Lalage. This was the last ball of the previous over. Fraser McGurk, very good effort. A tag team effort in the end. Nathan Ellis from fine leg does the fielding. Enough attack for Adam Zampa. Looks like going to be middle and leg stump, and this is good running. Putting the pressure and making sure there is a mistake, and Cooper Connolly took the eyes away, and there was another single there.
Now that's how you score runs here at the R. Premadasa Stadium. Outfield very quick, but big areas. It's 65-meter boundaries on either side. Square of the wicket. You run the opposition ragged. Keep accumulating your runs and take that innings deep. That's a better line. Bowling a little too straight earlier, Zampa.
And I also think that Zampa is quite worried about not bowling too much outside the off stump, because Lalage and Charitasa Lanka both very good through extra cover and mid-off. And hence maybe it's trying to bowl too straight, and it's not an attacking line. The previous delivery looked like an attacking line and a threatening one. Full again. Hasn't got his radar yet. Zampa has been a wonderful servant for Australian cricket in the white ball circuit. I've had plenty of success in the past in Sri Lanka. I remember 2 years ago when Australia was here last, he bowled really well up here in Pallakele as well as Premadasa.
You still wouldn't have much to work with as a spinner. Not much rough on offer.